Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to a new season of Salt Shakers there. I'm your host Chrono, and tonight we will be having two special guests. They'll be joining us very shortly, so stay tuned. This is Salt Shakers.
Hey, this is the D-Sam.
This is Pinolicious.
Hey, this is Neil.
Hey, this is Rainbow.
Yo, it's your boy Cupsy, and you're listening to the...
You're listening
to the Salt Shaker podcast.
Then you're listening to the Salt Shaker podcast.
Welcome to the Super Salt Shaker podcast. Chrono. Get ready for the next podcast.
Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the new season of Super Salt Shakers. I'm your host again, Chrono, and tonight we will be having a lot of fun with the Standing Fierce boys. So they will be joining us very, very shortly now. They're just, I think Dave's still making his way in and everything. And so... Yeah, I had to play that, eh? So, yeah, I definitely had to play that because, it's Street Fighter time. So, thanks for coming in on the podcast there, Dave and Sol. Yeah, yep. Nice to have you guys on board.
No, it's good to be here. So it's good to see how it all happens, how the magic happens.
The magical couch.
Oh, the magic is happening.
The magical couch.
Yeah, definitely the magical black couch, which is going to be some kind of like a lightish greyish kind of colour in the future because there's like a rip. Oh, so that sucks.
Oh well, it's a good couch.
Yeah, it is. So again, thanks for being here, guys. It's actually really good to have you guys on board, and thanks for agreeing on doing this. No,
that's cool. With I've listened to your guys' podcast, and it's cool to see it grow, and it's kind of cool to have us on here as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just like something different.
It is. It's. I guess that for me, it's really just starting up something new, and I had to start it with Tekken, obviously. Yeah. But that because that's where I was from, and obviously it's good just to branch out into other fighting games. Yeah. Marvel would probably be next, and things like that. But end of the day, we're a very small community, as you already know. Yeah. So tell us about Standing Fierce. How did it all become Standing Fierce? Because I remember it was a different name before then, eh?
Yeah. Before Standing Fierce, it was for a lot of the newer people in the community. It was NZism. I know there's a lot of people who were kind of lurking at NZism, but didn't really come to events or anything. But there was a big switch up, and Standing Fierce was put together. It wasn't meant to become like a forum website that it turned into, but it kind of did. And then NZism kind of stopped being a website, and then everything fell onto Standing Fierce. So
R.I.P. to the old forum.
R.I.P. to the old forum. NZism was I don't know if a lot of the people listening were part of NZism, but there was, if you go, I think it's still the site now. Like this, the whole forum's been archived. So there's some vintage, there's some young Dave in there,
some banter,
a lot of banter. There's some pre grown up Dave. I think I was only about 18, 19 when I found that site.
Oh, okay.
So it was yeah.
So how long ago was that?
2 years ago.
It was only yesterday.
It was only a couple of months ago. I'm only 21. What are you talking about? But so then Standing Fierce came about, and
wasn't it Lenny that started that site?
Lenny was, so the guy who started it, his name's Alan.
He's in Hamilton now.
Yeah,
I met that guy.
Flux Core.
Yeah.
So he because he used to do a lot of stuff with one of the guys in America who did there was this old podcast called Alphaism Radio, I think that's what it was called. I'm not too sure because I wasn't really a podcasty guy back then, but he used to help him like mod his forum and stuff, and then so in return he let Fluxcore host NZism on their servers, so that's why. So it was, the website used to be nzism.alphaism.com. Yeah, that's what the website was, because it was on their server. And then along the way, I think what Alan wanted to do with NZism was a lot different to what the other guys who were helping him run the tournaments do. So there was kind of a divide there, and then there's a whole lot. I guess there's a big back history that I'm not privy to, and I don't really want to speak on it because I don't really know all sides of the story. But so Standing Fierce came out. NZism kind of took a back seat, and then Standing Fierce just took over, I guess, and just started running everything. Not running everything, but hosting a lot more tournaments.
Was it sort of like a graceful dismount for NZism?
Kind of like a disgruntled employee being fired, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then again, there are other reasons that I'm not too sure.
A lot of controversy.
Yeah.
So tell us about how you started taking over the whole the whole Standing Fierce brand, and how what you sort of intended to make it as. Standing
Fierce was it 2011? I think they first came out in 2011 March. Yeah. So First Blood, the very first Blood, which was March 2011, was also the very first year and month that Standing Fierce came out as a brand and as a entity, I guess. And then in July of that year was the first Southern Cross Up, and there was the guys behind it had they had big goals, big dreams, and kind of a really big view of a vision of where they wanted to go. But then somewhere along the lines, real life kind of got in the way for a lot of them. So a lot of them, the main guy behind it, Rory, he moved back to England because he's got I think it's like a master's or something in geothermal something. So he does like earthquake prevention stuff. Oh, so he's like like a geoengineer guy.
Yeah.
Lenny took up a job at Sky City, and it kind of took all his time. Hook, who was the other guy who used to run the website for Standing Fierce, he's the same, has like other job because he's a photographer. He does photography and like wedding photography and videography and like sound engineering and stuff. So I don't know if people know this. I don't know if you guys remember the name of this band, but it's called 48 May. He used to be in it. He was the guitarist, the main guitarist, and so he was doing that stuff. So then he got kind of drawn away from that, and like Graham and Bill, or Gene Terra and Bill, work. Well, it was pretty much work in real life kind of.
It's always working.
Yeah. And then after Southern Cross Up, the first one, there was kind of like a break from maybe August to October, I think, when there wasn't really anything happening. And the forum was active and like it was live, and there were a lot of people wanting to do stuff, but nobody was actually kind of putting their hands up to be like, oh, I'll do it, or I'll do it. So then I just figured, why not? I'll do it. I did it. I borrowed his Xbox because I had no Xbox, so I borrowed his Xbox.
And whose Xbox?
Sol's. I borrowed Sol's Xbox.
Yeah.
My monitor, and another guy, Ben Tumeke.
Yeah.
Or King Kong as he goes by nowadays.
King Kong. Okay. Yeah.
So we had two Xboxes between us, and we ran a Rambats for the first time ever.
How did you come up with the name Rambats?
Oh, it's just the linear stuff had it from the American and Japanese ranking battles, so they're just amalgamation of the words. So then you get Rambats, just easier to say than ranking battles all the time. And
rank battles. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then so
that makes a lot of sense actually.
So Ben and I did that the first time. We thought, oh, this is pretty cool, and went well. And then we did it again, and we did another one, and then eventually it came to a point where it was like, oh, this is where they normally do Christmas Damager. So I was like, all right, let's do a Christmas Damager. So we did Christmas Damager on 4 Xboxes, Yeah, so it was Soul's Xbox again, Ben's one again, Mason brought his Xbox in, and Smooth brought his Xbox in. So we had 4 Xboxes.
Okay.
And
Well, yeah, I don't know about you, but there has been sort of some events in the past where you know, a lot of people would actually bring their consoles. I don't know if it's Black Box Session, if you remember that.
The BBS session.
Yeah, that's right.
Was it out in Howick?
There's different places that's been held and stuff like that. And there were like Tekken tournaments and things. But I really didn't enjoy bringing my own console and things like that, because, you know, it wasn't just it wasn't just a flat screen.
No.
It was a massive CRT.
Yeah.
And, you know, just putting that into my car is just...
We're a lot luckier now with the monitors. I used to think about, I was like, man, but, you know, like Melee still uses
Melee's
CRTs.
still doing it.
That's crazy, man. I can't do that.
Oh, do you remember that time when at Southern Cross Up, and then everyone was like sort of signing in, and then you see all these dudes with, like, you know, all these Melee dudes just running in with their like monitors. You're like, oh, excuse me.
Yeah, they were a bit late. I told them, I said, be here before 4 p.m. You know, on Friday. And
they're just probably following Dave time. Yeah,
that's true. I should set a better example. I should have said, be here about 8 in the morning. They would have got there at lunchtime, so it could have worked.
Yeah, it could have worked. So, Sol, you've been a bit quiet tonight.
Yeah.
Tell us about like how you came into the picture. I know that you're Dave's brother, but, you know, like, obviously you guys played a lot of Street Fighter when you guys were little, I guess.
Yeah. So
a lot of the sibling rivalries.
I've been beating Dave since we were like
never.
Maybe like
in his dreams.
6, I think.
Dreams.
When we got our first Mega Drive.
Who's older?
Me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dreams.
So we got a Mega Drive with Super Street Fighter 2.
Oh man, Super Street Fighter 2 was so expensive. Yeah. It was over $100.
No, because we got it from America.
Did we? I can't remember where we got it from.
Remember, because we went to America when we were younger.
Yeah, so from that, I guess it kind of just formed into like a lifelong kind of, I know, Street Fighter kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then like skipping all the way to now.
Time jump, time skip.
I guess because I was going to all the events and playing, and then I saw that Dave needed a hand to do stuff. So like I slowly, jumped in to like help set up stuff, go pick things up like CRTs, just like heaps of other stuff. And then like kind of now, I'm like
stuck.
Yeah,
he's stuck now.
That's all good. Oh, you guys, they're so ruthless. Alright, so these guys are just cracking open beer bottles and after beer bottle after beer bottle. What is this, like the 5th one now? Or something?
Nah, it's only the 3rd.
It's only the 3rd.
It's only the beginning.
Getting there, eh?
It's only the beginning.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What else? Yeah.
I think it was just it, yeah. I just ripped him in. I just did the Big Brother.
He tricked me.
I did the
What
Big
did
I told him I never want to be an admin or help you organize anything.
Yeah. I just
He was like, okay, just bring your Xbox in.
Just bring your Xbox. And then he was like, I'll do the stream. And I was like, yeah, just bring it in if you can. And then I was like, I'm going to give you admin power on the website. And he was like, yeah, whatever. And then I was like, I'm going to give you admin power on the Facebook. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And then it wasn't until someone like asked him my admin question.
Yeah.
And he was like, far out, I'm an admin.
it was like, I think it was at like at an event as well. So they like came to me in person. Yes. And I was like,
so they knew that he was part of the admin. So then it was complete. It was a slow, steady process. But, I worked my magic. Got there in the end.
Is it the Big Brother trickery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucked in.
But you can say, what can you say now? You're like, yeah, I can still beat you at Street Fighter, right?
Oh, I didn't have to say it. Everybody knows.
Action speaks louder than words.
It's pretty even, actually. I'm pretty sure it's even.
Nah. Dave's good.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good.
Sometimes.
Yes.
So when you guys were younger, with your at the old Street Fighter Mega Drive, like Super Sega Mega Drive days, obviously with like brothers playing the game, playing a really salty game. Would there be any like fights
Not real life fights.
Well,
But
there wouldn't be any scraps in the living room or anything like that?
nah, we're pretty good at keeping it in the game. My grandmother was very strict on us not fighting with each other.
I think the fights was like the race to get home to play Sonic 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because-
Sonic 2 was it?
Yeah, tell us about that.
We grew up with like some of our cousins, so like I don't know, like real fob house, like overcrowded,
Yeah.
lots of people there,
Yeah.
and then
Just
there's
like
like
a typical island
then
house.
there's like maybe like
Yeah.
five kids all
Yeah.
finishing school at the same time,
Yeah.
and we're all like
Oh,
running
no.
home to be first on the game.
Yeah, to play the game. To get just to play Sonic. And you know what I hated the most? What I hated the most was that we were the best, but we were the slowest to get home. So we had to suffer through 3 other really, really bad people who suck at the game before we actually got our turn, is what I used to hate. That's what I hated the most.
So you're saying that your cousins suck?
Yeah, they sucked at the game. They're bad at a lot of games. They're good at sports though. I suck at sports. I got brown skin, but I don't have the brown sports skills.
You're not a Sonny Bill Williams.
Nah. More of a Winston Peters.
I'd say like Billy T maybe.
Billy T. James.
So, no, I understand that you guys both went to America recently and, participated in Evo and things like that. Tell us about that. Like, tell us about the experience and things like that happened over there.
It was amazing.
It's like a real eye opener if you've never been to like a big tournament.
Right, okay.
Like say Southern Cross Up, for instance, if that's like the biggest thing you've been to, like your mind will be blown.
Yeah, if you go to like when you going, it's like for people to go to Southern Cross Up and say, "Wow, this is amazing, this is so big." And then you go to Australia. If you go to BAM or OHN, then they become like BAM and OHN are probably like 4 times bigger than Southern Cross Up.
Yeah.
And then you go to Evo, and Evo is like 10 times bigger than BAM and OHN combined, in my opinion.
It's cool too because like there's a lot of players and there's a lot of like decent players.
Yeah.
So there's not like 1 or 2 really good guys. There's like hundreds of good guys, and then you see like the top players.
Yeah. That was the
who
other
are even
thing.
better than them.
That was the other thing I found really interesting is that you've got like I don't know you got the lower tier players there that were like I don't know maybe like half of the crowd were kind of not that great, but they got the enthusiasm. And you had about maybe like a quarter of that were say my level, which were good. And then you have like
our top level is after that, and then there's heaps of players that play at that level.
yeah. So it's like you have like I don't know maybe like 500 souls, like 500 Zazobs. Like that's what it's like there. Like it's not just 1, 2, 3, 4 killers. It's just like there's a whole room
So
full.
a lot of the mid cards are really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have God tier.
Yeah. And then you have
Daigo
So
and
like, even if you make it there,
Justin Wong.
Yeah.
Have you met any of them?
I met Gamer B because I had to play him. Met Alex Valle, met Justin. Oh, not Justin. Sorry, not Justin Wong. Combo Fiend. I met Combo Fiend at the Twitch after party. I spoke to Chris G for a little bit. It's kind of hard like to talk to people at a tournament because like a lot of them a lot of the pro players, their mindset is not like, oh man, I'm going to talk to all these guys. They're like, I want to win. Like none of them really, like outside of the people they know, they don't really talk to a lot of people. And one thing I noticed is that they're like a lot of fans kind of walk up to them and take photos and ask for their signatures and stuff like that. So I didn't really want to bug them too much about it. So I just I wanted to talk to some of them, but it's hard to. I don't know. I think it's like a New Zealand thing for me, like where I don't want to give in to their celebrity kind of thing.
So you don't want to fanboy out.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I want to go and talk to them like normally, but not be like, oh man, you're so cool. You're like, right. You're like, I was be like, hey, what's up, man? Like,
I think like as a player too, sometimes I think like maybe they just want to be, left in their heads, like they're like kind of thinking about their next match and stuff like that. But at the same time, they're probably just like, man, I'm bored.
Well, a lot of people, that's the thing though, like in these big tournaments in New Zealand is a lot of them just want to come just to socialise, really.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. Like, I think it's a good way to start coming to the tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if people already realize that that's what they want to do, then that's cool. But then you've got that, kind of like the other guys who want to come and win. So obviously you got the ghost trips. Like, I think Jamie is a good example of almost professional, his professionalism.
Mm-hmm.
Like he concentrates a lot. You can see it on his face, like, when he's got a
and
game.
he doesn't come to after parties.
Yeah. Well, like it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't
respect
have to come.
that.
Yeah, he doesn't have to come. But like, he's very concentrated, and when he's got a game coming up, or if he knows he's got a match coming up, then he's like, whereas you think of someone kind of like for I don't know, myself, like I'll play, but I'll like muck around and go make a couple of rude jokes with people, and then then come back and sit down and then play a game. But I think that's I guess like I think every tournament community needs that kind of diversity.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you probably met a few characters like along the way.
Yeah, definitely. I've met a lot of people. Yeah, I've got a couple.
What about that time you met Mark Hunt?
Oh yeah, I've met Mark Hunt. I met him twice. He came.
He's really good at hyper fighting, is it?
Yeah. He came. DJ Reminisce does a lot of hyper fighting. He did a lot of hyper fighting stuff
Right.
when he had the time. And one of the tournaments here, and I went to, and then I got talking to him, and I told him about Christmas Damager coming up.
That's why he went to that last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I was talking to him about it, and he goes, "Oh, I'll bring my friend Mark." And I was like, "Oh yeah," in my head I was like, "Oh yeah, his friend Mark." I didn't think Mark Hunt. I was just like, it's just his mate Mark. I wondered why he said that.
It's just a Mark, not the Mark.
He didn't say
Okay.
he didn't say Mark Hunt. He goes, "I'll just bring my friend Mark," and I was like, "Yeah, sweet as whatever." It turns up, and I'm signing the people up, and then I'm like, "Oh, that looks like Mark Hunt." And he comes up, and he goes, "Oh hey bro, I'm Mark Hunt." And then I was like,
yeah, I know
you're
you're
Mark Hunt.
I know you're
And I was
Mark
like,
Hunt.
and then but I had to do my best not to fanboy out in front of him, man. Like, so I was like, "Oh yeah, so man," but I couldn't be.
You're like, I bet you this is you. You're like, oh hey Mark, put me in an umpa. Put me in an umpa.
I was like, I was trying not to fanboy out, but I was trying not to be like too cool, because some people try to be too cool in front of famous people, and like normally it's alright, but Mark Hunt will probably knock you out, So I was just like, oh yeah, sweet. And then his he wanted to change his name.
That's the best day.
To I can't remember what his original name was that he signed up with, but he goes, "Bro, can I change my name?" And I was like, yeah, what do you want to change it to? And he goes, "I want to change it to Major Insane." And I was like, of course. Of course you can. That's a great name. That's how he goes, "Thanks, bro, thanks." And he said for the rest of the thing, I was like, "Can I get Major Insane and somebody else on hyper fighting?" And that was cool. Like,
everybody's like, "Oh my god, shit, it's Mark Hunt."
Yeah, it was cool. Like he had a good time. He enjoyed it.
Was that the only game he played?
Yeah, he just played hyper fighting.
Oh, okay.
He gave Street Fighter 4 a little go. Then he comes up to me and he goes, "Oh nah, take me out, bro. I'm getting too angry." I was like, "Yep, out." I was like looking at
you
him.
don't want to you don't really want him punching out anyone.
Nah, no way. They're going to sleep for like 6 years if he's punching them, man.
In a coma, right?
Yeah, they're gone. And that was meeting Mark Hunt was cool. He's actually like it's really funny because he's like this tough MMA dude, but he loves video games. He loves that stuff. He's got a hyper fighting machine at his gym over in Sydney as well. So
okay.
Yeah, so he loves that stuff, man. But I'm not the only one who's met famous people. This guy over here is a bit of a rap star killer.
Oh yeah, tell me about it, Sol.
What?
Who do you want to know?
Who do you want to know?
Maybe start with Mr. Dallas.
Oh, David Dallas.
Yeah.
So
that's on your player card.
So a couple of years ago, he was releasing the album "Falling Into Place."
Yeah.
And he was doing a release party in town. There was this like clothing store called what was it called?
The one down the
Sneakers
stairs,
or something?
Yeah, the one down the stairs, eh?
Yeah. So he posted up on Facebook like come down to this album release. I've got a Street Fighter 2 machine down there. If you beat me, I'll give you the album for free. So I was like, oh sweet, I'll go down and have a look. And then when I went down, he was just sitting like behind the desk signing his CDs. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh man. So I just bought a CD anyway, got him to sign it. Mm-hmm. And then when he was signing it, I was like, when are you going to play Street Fighter? And then he looked up at me and he was like, don't tell me you're that guy who came to just play Street Fighter. I was like, bro, I'm that guy. Hurry up. So he was like, sweet. And then he signed the rest of the CDs.
Yeah.
And then I was like, just waiting around. He was like, bro, come, let's go jam. I was like, sweet. And then we were playing for a while. He's pretty good. Like, he knows what he's doing and stuff. But he couldn't beat me. And then he was like, I think he was getting a bit annoyed. But at the same time, he didn't want to get off until he won.
Yeah.
And he started talking to me like, man, this is a bad look, eh? And I was like, what, me beating you? And he's like, nah, I'm supposed to be here like showing my album and stuff, but I'm just here playing Street Fighter with you for like the past half an hour. And I'm like, oh, well, get off there. And then he's like, oh, how do I beat you? And I was like, oh.
Who was he using?
He was using like Guile, Ryu, the classics.
Yeah,
and I was like, bro, just pick Blanca and you can beat me. Because I was playing Zangief.
Yeah.
And then, so he picked him and then he won. And then he got off. And then he was like, oh man, you already bought the album, eh? And I was like, yeah. And so he went off and was like, damn it. And then he came back maybe like 10 minutes later. He was like, oh bro, what shirt do you want? You can have anyone. I was like, yeah. Anyone? He was like, anyone. I was like,
yeah, free stuff.
Yeah, so then I picked the shirt and then he went and grabbed at the back and grabbed it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Got the photo, got the sweet
Got a photo. Got some free beers. And then
Got to play Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That's the more important part,
Yeah, of course. And then he did like did a little show, and that was cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was the first rapper I destroyed in Street Fighter. Then the next one lined up when we were in America.
Yeah.
Wednesday night fights. They were running a Super Turbo bracket. And then I think it was like $1 to enter or $2.
Yeah, the check Sharon-osaurus.
Sharon-osaurus. She was like, Lupe is entering. I was like, oh, yo, sign me up. And then the first game, Lupe, I was like, yes, best $2 ever spent. And I was playing him. He was like talking smack to me the whole time. It's like, oh, that's so cheap. No, man, you're not gonna win. He's like, he's okay, but you kind of have to like let him kind of win a bit, like Daigo, but not that bad.
The controversy.
Anyway, so yeah, I played him, met him, talked to him, and
just checked another skull up on the any rappers listening, any rappers out there think you're good at Street Fighter, or my man Soul tears you up.
I had to show them my bars.
Jeez. Anyway, boys, what we're going to do is we're going to go on the first break.
Sweet.
So basically, for all those people, if you guys aren't doing anything tomorrow, be sure to come into Burger King in Epsom there. Yeah,
Manukau
for sure.
Road.
Yep, Manukau Road. There's going to be like quite a few contestants already. Big prize pool, definitely big prize pool. Like of $1,750.
Yep.
So first prize is $1,000 going out to people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, man.
That's
So if you guys aren't doing anything, just definitely come in, sign up, see what you got. Bring your stick, bring your controller, anything, whatever you want to play on, bring it. There'll be a lot of spot prizes, I guess. On there, there'll be a bag of goodies, with like a lot of BK vouchers and things like that. So yeah, be sure to come by, say hi. Even if you're not going to be competing there, definitely come by and check out the scene there. And if you really enjoy it, and if you really like it, definitely come to the next event, which is Christmas Damager. But we'll talk about that later on. We're going to take our first break, so don't go away, guys. This is Chrono on Salt Shakers.
Hey guys, it's Dave from Standing Fierce.
Hey yo, this is Ghost Chips.
Hey, this is Sky.
Hey, this is Ironsol.
Kia ora, this is Wazo.
This is Simp, and you're listening to
You're listening to
the Salt Shaker Podcast.
You're listening to the Soul Shaker Podcast.
Hello and welcome to Burger King. Can I take your order? This is shit, man. Sir? Oh, no. I'm sorry, bro. No, that's not an you, man. My baby mama left me. I just lost my job today, and I ain't got no money for rent, man. I'm gonna get evicted, man. So, will that be a cheeseburger combo? Straight up, man. I love your chicken nuggets, man. It's the only thing that does me right now. Sir? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Oh, I love you, Shaquela.
Would you like to come inside? Talk about it, maybe? We also have Tekken 7 inside.
Yeah, not that very much. Overcome the pressure and sign up to Burger King's Tekken 7 tournament in Epsom, 11th of November. $1,750 prize pool. Early bird sign-ups go until the 20th of October. Limited spots available. Visit BK on their website and their Facebook page for more details.
See, Thomas made top 8.
And we're back, guys. Yeah, Thomas did make top 8. Thanks for telling us. But before we get on to this segment, guys, I wanted to give a big thanks to Danny, who's donated a whopping $20 to the Salt Shakers.
Baby.
Yeah, definitely. It's good. Thank you very much, Danny. Also, I wanted to thank Simp for donating $6.90. Yeah.
69 with a little bit of extra.
Yeah, so thank you very much, guys. Keep those donations from coming in. We're still losing money. So,
Yes, I'm not the only one.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, about what did you say about losing money? So what you guys I know that it's a non-profit organization that you guys are running, man. But like, I think that there's room for improvement. There's like a lot of things to climb.
Yeah.
And you guys got to start, earning a living on this, man.
It's one of the hardest things. Like, it's easier now because the landscape in New Zealand for kind of I hate saying esports because I don't really like the word. I like saying video games because I'm a gamer. I'm not an esports guy, but the landscape for video games in New Zealand is kind of getting better. Like a lot of companies are getting more open, and they're kind of a bit more open-minded towards a lot of things like that. Whereas when I first started doing things, they kind of weren't so obliging for a lot of stuff. Like, it's kind of like, who's this brown guy asking us for money so he can play Street Fighter? It's like that was kind of like the response that I it wasn't exactly like, it was not word for word, but when you're reading something, like you can get the feeling out of it. So
I don't think it's because you're brown, Dave.
No, obviously they can't see that I'm brown in the email, but like
Mr. David Douglas.
Yeah, but it was just kind of, I don't know. It was really frustrating for the first 2 to 3 years where I would reach out to companies and I would either get no reply, I would just get like a flat no. Not even any kind of words of advice of like, come back in another year or approach us in a different time or something like that.
So has there been any sponsorship that you got in that were close? Because, I mean, you've got that relationship with Red Bull.
Yeah.
What have they been doing? Like, have they...
So Red Bull came in at the start of this year, really. They've come in and they're kind of keen to get into esports in New Zealand. Because Red Bull Australia, if you guys saw the other weekend, they had a really good showing at PAX where they did that Red Bull and Throwdown Esports kind of combined to do an event there. Red Bull in New Zealand are slowly making their way into the esports scene in New Zealand, which unfortunately isn't that big. Outside of the fighting game community, a lot of the other communities aren't as established. They're not as there's no infrastructure there. So there's no like main focal point that the sponsors can go to and say, oh, you guys are the community for, this game. Mm-hmm. You can help us run it. Like there used to be a lot of communities around. Mm-hmm. But somewhere along the lines, they just kind of dropped off. So we've kind of just lucked out because I'm just too stubborn and prideful to like let it go, And plus, I believed in it, and I've always wanted, even from when I was young, like even before I was doing Standing Fierce, I always wanted to be able to play games as my job, Mm-hmm. Back before it was...
same for me.
Yeah, because we were back at that point where it was, before it was a thing, we were at the start of it where it could be a thing.
It could have been a thing, but, your mum and dad will probably be like, oh, no, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, it's like mum and dad, and then society in general, mm-hmm. like, video games still gets kind of a bad rap. Like, everyone thinks, oh, you're a video game, oh, you nerd, oh, haha, you just stay inside all day, oh, you never touch the girl, that stuff. They're still, like, that's still prevalent,
Or a boy.
Yeah, or a boy, like, it's 2017. Sorry, I wasn't trying to I'm not trying to assume your sexuality or your gender. If you want to
Come
touch,
on, man, come on.
if you want to touch a helicopter, touch a fucking Apache helicopter. You know, like that's the stuff. If you want to do that, but yeah, it's just I guess nowadays it's I think people need to like stop looking at it like that. Like video games are a part of society. It's
a huge part of society.
Exactly. Everyone plays.
Like, that's the thing. How I take it is that with video games, or playing games in general, everybody plays games.
Yeah.
Just like everybody plays some kind of sport.
Exactly.
Like, that's what it is. And sport is socially recognized and socially accepted.
Yeah.
Whereas video games, a lot of the older generations, or the dinosaurs, don't really accept it.
Yeah.
Because they think that it's an antisocial thing. They think that it's just a waste of time. They think it kills brain cells. I don't know, but
it's like all that old stuff that they got. Like I think, and another thing too is like one of the main things I think back then was like like we only find out, like we only know stuff about media now because media itself is so open. But back then, if someone came on radio news, then they're like, oh, video games are bad.
A lot of propaganda.
Yeah, exactly. And 90% of the country would be like, oh man, the radio guy said it's bad, so it's bad. And then that was the end of the line. Like now you go on Twitter, you got like 20 million people say, nah, that radio guy's wrong. Like he needs to shut up and get out of this job. Like, and I think that's why it's a lot easier now for me to push Standing Fierce as it was a couple of years. And it's crazy. It's only happened in maybe the last 2 to 3 years that it's kind of like doors have opened up.
But the thing is that esports in general has been around for so long.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But I think with fighting games itself, what we need to do is we need to sort of take a step back and look at the bigger picture of things. How we're going to strategize, in getting these bigger companies to sponsor us and things like that. That should be sort of on, like high up there on the agenda.
Yeah.
And things like that. And I think specifically, I don't know who started this, but I think that moving forward, fighting games in general should be held on computer, should be held on PC.
Yeah.
Just simply because that there's more opportunities over there for people to sort of for sponsors and a lot of recognition.
It does make sense.
I don't know why they're still sticking with console and everything, because everything is ported to
PC now anyway.
PC now, and it's a lot easier.
I think one of the biggest things, I guess, and obviously this comes back to the community needs to reach out to like to a CPU provider or something, like if
exactly.
And one of the other things too I find is like the fighting game community in general is quite set in their ways. The change,
very stubborn.
Yeah, the change when they went from arcade machine to console from Evo, the backlash was huge for the first 2 years. The very first year when they announced we're moving all games to consoles, man, there was big uproar. The SRK forums way back then. It was I think it was 2001 is when they switched over to consoles, and everyone was it was obviously it was logistically it was correct thing to do because they were carting big massive arcade cabinets from wherever they were coming from to Las Vegas. Oh, not even to Las Vegas, and then they had to cut them back out. And like that's crazy transport fees. And then when they changed to console, it just made everything easier. So I agree with you. I think it would be better because at the end of the day, consoles are just weak conversion of PCs. Like they're just weak PCs. That's it. And like I think, like obviously, I've kind of had this idea as well. Is kind of I want to reach out to like a PC company. Obviously, there's one PC company that I am in talks with.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Because the hardest thing with running them all on PC is getting the same spec. That's it. That's all it is. Like you can't get people. Like if you ask people to bring in their PCs, everyone's PC is going to be different.
You'll probably have a really good PC,
exactly,
and you'll probably have a potato somewhere.
And then the guy who brought the potato in is like, he's like beating everyone. And then he goes onto the good PC and he loses,
Yeah.
And then like automatically, then that's when they can. Oh, his computer's like, his computer's bad for this game. My computer's good. And then if we can get, I say minimum of 8 identical spec PCs specifically made for fighting games. Because fighting games aren't really that graphically intensive. So outside of, I think, Street Fighter 5 for some reason, Dragon Ball Z looks like it's about to be really intensive. It's like i7 minimum.
You really? Is that what
that
it
was
said?
one of the requirements? Yeah, minimum requirement.
That's insane.
I know, because I have to upgrade.
No,
my
well,
computer.
that's the thing. Okay, here's the funny thing. Why would we need an i7 when it can actually play on console?
That's what I mean. I didn't understand. Because if it can run on a PS4, which is not the greatest console to use, but it needs an i7, it's like...
Yeah, I beg to differ.
Yes.
I could probably run it on my Pentium.
Yeah, it's so I don't know, man. But it's just, yeah, I think PC is the way forward because, you could have 16, 24 custom-built PCs made specifically to meet the requirement of every fighting game. And it's not that much, it's not much. And then from there, just load all the games onto the PC and you're done. And that's it. No discs, no having to go online to do whatever.
And it's a lot faster as well.
Yeah, and it's way faster. The load times are way faster, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, what about in terms of, sponsorship now? What have you gotten them to do for you? Since you did say that, you've gotten the backing of Red Bull for the drinks and things like that.
Yeah.
I know that HP's doing a few things for you guys with the screens and stuff like that. What else is there?
So Omen from HP, that's their gaming division now. They let us. So if you guys were at Nationals, you would have seen those sweet Omen monitors that we all had. Those were actually really expensive. Those monitors, they're like $700 US each. So so they've it was their first time kind of doing stuff with us. So they were just they were like, we'll let you use these monitors, and then we'll just see how it goes. So we've got them for that, and then we're gonna talk to them about doing more stuff, like getting more involved next year, like just getting some more stuff out of them. Mighty Ape helped us get involved with AOC, and Mighty Ape's always kind of been there for us. They were probably the easiest because their brand, their company as a whole is kind of based on the video game culture. So
yeah, absolutely.
They've come aboard. Like lately, they've been helping us out with extra pop money that I've been able to kind of spread. Because normally they give us the pop bonus, and most of the time people put it to the bigger games. But I've been kind of putting it towards the smaller games because the bigger games are always going to get all the cool stuff anyway, and they get the most entrants. And I like trying to build the other communities up. Street Fighter and Tekken 7, they're given. They're the big
dogs.
Definite. They're always gonna be the top.
Yeah.
And then you have the other games. You got you have the Mortal Kombat Injustice guys. Even Marvel. For as popular as it is, the community is quite small.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then you got King of Fighters, Guilty. All those games where there's a community, but it's not big enough. And I try to kind of even it out so that they don't get as much as the bigger games, but they get enough so that their accomplishment feels like something. It's like, oh man, I did that. So
what about Smash?
Smash 4 definitely is blowing up in New Zealand. Shout out to Alberto if he ever hears this. He's doing a great job keeping the Smash 4 community in Auckland thriving. Melee is kind of stagnated a bit, I guess, but that's to be expected because it's
such an old game. It's over 10 years old now.
Yeah, it's an old game, and it's kind of like if you jump into Melee, you're like, it's like playing against.
It's aged pretty well though.
Oh, definitely. It still looks alright. It still looks like
I can tell you right now, Melee actually looks better. It looks good. As opposed to Street Fighter 4. I think that aged pretty bad.
Yeah. If you think about all the games that so the 2001
Tekken 5 aged pretty bad.
Oh yeah, definitely. Tekken 4. Oh.
Tekken 4. Let's not talk about Tekken.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Tekken 4's a shit game.
I mean Stink Game 4.
Stink Game.
Yeah, Stink Game 4.
Jin 4.
There's Stink.
Top tier Jin 4.
There's Stink Namco game that came out in between Tekken Tag and.
with this OP guy named Jin.
Yeah. He was the best character in the game.
Yeah, he was. That was dumb.
Oh yes, yeah. So AOC, Mighty Ape.
Burger Fuel was it?
Burger Fuel have been helping out down in Christchurch. They've got a pretty cool
relationship.
Yeah. So Tamati down in Christchurch hooked that up. And then they were real keen to help out. So I haven't reached out to Burger Fuel yet up here because I've been trying to reach out to KFC, but KFC is just trying not to be boys, and You know, it's just like, man, please. You know, I was just, I what I want to do is just tell them, I just want to call them up and be like, hey, on this day, I'm going to send, 60 people to KFC, Key Street, and I'm going to get them to order all these family packs. Give us some stuff. Give us some stuff. Even if they gave us hot and spicy for that one day or something. Like, they're
never going to give you hot and spicy because it's expensive.
Yeah, but like that. That's the other thing. I don't know why they don't just give it. Like, I don't know. Maybe some people just like normal KFC, but I like hot and spicy.
I'm kind of on the fence. I only have it if I really want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always like original for me.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes original's real good, eh? Like, when you get that real, like the fresh batch, and like the skin's like nice and like crispy, and then the chicken's really soft, and like it's like, oh man.
Oh, there's the inner brownness.
Yeah. But I like KFC. Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, I'll take KFC like all the time, man. So KFC, if you're listening,
it's like part of the staple diet. Those triangles.
Yeah.
Oh, the diet, right.
Yeah, he's KFC at the
KFC's
bottom.
KFC's like.
It's the main one. You have to. There's like there's your staple foods. There's KFC, taro, and bread and rice and corned beef. That's the staple food. And then
corned
beef. And then in the middle it's
okay.
Fish.
Here's the thing. What do you guys think of spam? Would you rather eat corned beef or spam?
Oh, that's hard.
What?
Because I like spam, but I'll take corned beef.
Man.
I'll take corned beef because corned beef tastes better with taro than spam does.
Spam goes in the bin and then you empty it.
Oh, okay. You better watch your chat, man. Yeah, because this is gonna blow up.
Nah, spam's all. I like fried spam.
You like fried spam? Yeah. Oh, so you just like cut it up and then just chuck it in the fryer. Oh, okay.
Just fry it up, and then because then you put it in the bread, like put it on toast with cheese. Oh man.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There's some good stuff. But,
true.
Like, I think corned beef is better for a straight out of the can meal.
Yeah.
But spam is like got better utility.
They kind of taste the same anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They taste the same, but they have different. Except when you eat it on taro. If you eat corned beef on taro, you eat spam on taro. Man, spam tastes like trash on taro. I don't know what it is. It's like the same thing. It's just I don't know.
Corned beef. No, but corned beef is nice though. I mean, what I used to do is with corned beef, I just boil up some water and then I just chuck it I filter it all out. I just drain out all the fat.
But that's the best part, man.
I know it's the best part, but it's not good for you.
I know.
It's not good for you.
Nah, until you're 30. Like, when you turn 30, that's when you got to start eating healthy. But until then, just live it up.
So you're saying you've reached that age?
Nah, I'm still living it up.
You still got another...
Well, I've got another 10 years to go. I still got another 10 years of living it up, guys.
Yeah.
As you know, 40's the new 21.
So, going back to, all the sponsorship and things like that, is there any other sort of place that that might be on the agenda for you? Like, who's the next big dog that you're going to be tackling?
I guess, like... A really good one to have, which we don't really seem to have, is kind of, I guess like an established business. So, one that kind of has clout with a lot of other businesses. So, say like a bank or like I guess like a finance like something that I can have. Like that's one of the biggest things we're missing is we're missing a name that we can go to a sponsor and say they're backing us. You should back us too.
Maybe a suggestion would probably be like I would probably think a telco.
Yeah,
might be good.
That's
like Vodafone or Spark.
Yeah, one of those. Like maybe
like
2 degrees.
Yeah, probably.
Because that's one of the biggest things I've learned is unless you have a big name, like a really big name backing you, a lot of sponsors are scared to kind of commit. But if if a telco would be a great idea to go to. I should look into that. Like My Republic helps us out a little bit, but they're kind of, from what I've heard at the moment, in a state of flux internally, like management wise.
Oh, okay.
But they do enough. They give us the internet.
So for the last 2 years, or 3 years actually, 2015, 16, and then
Okay.
this year all our streams have been from them. Like they've given us
My
internet.
Republic.
Yeah, My
Oh,
Republic's
okay.
hooked it up. So
That's cool.
wherever they can, if there's a direct line,
Yeah.
they'll just hook up a separate My Republic private line specifically for us
Yeah.
to run off the fiber that's there.
Yeah.
And if there's no way for them to access the line, then they just give us the unlimited 4G that we use to
Mhm.
stream. So so they help us out heaps.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
so-
pretty cool. So that's one. Let's talk about obviously let's talk about the two big dogs. Sol, you haven't been talking that much
Yeah.
today, so let's ask you. Let's let
Yeah.
let
Let me
Dave
drink.
have a break and
Let
have
me
a drink.
Sure.
So, in terms of Street Fighter, I know that Street Fighter's been in the lead for such a long time in the whole fighting game community.
That's mine.
How do you take that? Because I kind of feel that ever since Tekken 7 launched, I think that's been the big game, in all your events.
Yeah, I think it has been like I think Tekken has been like a lot of people have been playing that for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think maybe the game is kind of grown to something that people like now. I'm not sure because I didn't play it
Well, it's still Street Fighter is still quite big. I mean, there's still a very huge turnout in those big events. But I think that personally, after seeing both sort of communities, I kind of feel that definitely Street Fighter's more hype in terms of things, and Tekken needs to sort of catch up with that hype train,
Right.
and things like that.
it might be just like the nature of the game. I think
It's a lot newer.
Street Fighter 5, like for instance, they've made like the players have to commit to something. So like when you get blown up in that, you get like really blown up because you can't like try and choose between a few things. You've got to choose like either one or two things, and like if someone calls you out on it and then blows you up for it, then it's like hype, I think. But that also turned people off the game for that reason as well. So like, they hate that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They like to have a lot of options, which is fair. And I think that's why Tekken's getting more players now as well.
Yeah. I remembered. I think this was quite some time ago when it was still NZism.
Yeah.
Tekken was very, very small. It was Tekken 6 at the time. Tekken was very small, and it seems like in the finals, people just wanted to get Tekken over and done with. And then if it went on a bit longer, I can actually hear people in the background going,
Yeah.
this is boring, man. I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, okay, that's cool. But now it just seems like, the tables have turned. There's more players coming in for Tekken and things like that. I guess a lot of players sort of didn't really want to play Tekken in the arcades because they didn't really want to change the controllers.
Right, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, how they've added in all of those, like, that slow-mo thing, the supers, or the rage arts,
Yeah.
and all of that
Lot
stuff.
more hype,
It just,
yeah.
like, adds more stuff into an already good game.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
I didn't think that Tekken would have actually taken off this much, though, until Tekken 3 came out. Tekken 2 and 1 was...
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 was real good. Remember down at E-Funds, and they used to have those old big square
the big
screens.
tall ones. Yeah. I think Tekken 3 was like their breakthrough kind of. Oh, this is the game. This is what we want our game to be.
Yeah. And then sort of Tekken Tag 1 lifted it straight off the ground.
The game is amazing.
Mm.
I used to play the. Oh, like obviously I'm not as good as like everyone else, but I played that. We played that heaps. We played it a lot.
What's that?
Tekken Tag. This dude was pretty good at it. He ended up playing.
No, then you gotta get blown up.
Then going on to U-Funds, then going on to U-Funds, and then oh man, everyone's really good down here. This dude ended up playing.
Waza used to be very good at Tekken.
Yeah.
And then he just dropped off the scale.
And then he started playing Street Fighter 4.
Oh, okay. Jambo was another one. He was really good.
I'm sad they don't have Lei.
Yeah, this dude
Lei's
played.
coming.
This dude played.
Back.
This dude played Eddie and Lei in Tag 1.
Oh, okay.
I just
Razor Rush, eh? Just love your Razor Rush. Yeah.
I just played. I was just oh no, I was like just a Mishima fanboy for a while, and then I was like, oh man, this guy looks cool. Then I picked Bruce, and then I saw Brian. I was like, oh, and then that was my team for a while.
I used to just pick Eddie and just button bash. That's all I did. It's just 3-4, 3-4, 3-4.
Yeah, all day.
That's all it is, man.
Like, just change your direction even now and then.
Yeah, because then when you start it, and then he does the start of the flare. Then you hold forward, and then his foot goes forward.
Yeah.
And then you hold down, and he does the twirl, the
flares.
and he goes up, and then you hold up, and then you go thing, and then he does the handstand part, and then you start spinning.
Yeah. So what did it like? You guys must have been buzzed out though when the day after Tekken was released.
Yeah.
You guys have got a massive turnout in the Rambats.
I wasn't too surprised about it because I knew that, like, from doing the Standing Fair stuff earlier with Tekken 6, and because I used to go to freelance animation school, and I remember Time Zone always being packed when Tekken 5 was first out, and then I always knew there were a lot of Tekken players, like heaps. So when I saw Tekken 6, and then like there weren't that many people interested, I looked it up and I was like, why is nobody playing this game? And then everyone hates it. Like, not everyone hates it, but everyone doesn't enjoy the kind of systems that they've put in place. Not 6.
Just like 4.
Yeah,
no one liked 4.
Yeah. And then Tag 2 came out and it was kind of okay, but everyone was like, there were still mechanics that people were like, And then when I saw all the hype for 7, and then I went down to U-Funds one day and I saw everyone like, crowded around the Tekken 7 machine. I was like, it's heaps of people. This is going to be cool. And then when Tekken 7 like came out, and then I saw the numbers jump, I was like, I expected this. Like,
it seems like Tekken 7 definitely revived the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
It's good.
It's really good. I like it because Street Fighter 5 is kind of waning at the moment. Like, Capcom's not doing a great job of keeping its customers happy, whereas Namco is doing everything to keep their customers happy. Like, I can kind of see that the majority of people playing Tekken 7 actually enjoy the game.
Oh, that's the thing though. One thing that being a Tekken player is they kind of made a bad move in a way, in a sort of way. But I think that what they wanted to do was they wanted to make the game more refined before they released it.
Because it was like 2 years or something.
It was Tekken 7 was out for quite a long time.
Yeah, in arcade
before they released it on console.
Yeah,
and things like that. I don't know why they've done it, but the only explanation is they're probably trying to refine the game. Yeah.
And the other thing too was the fact that it had an arcade release. Like that was the other thing. Like I think arcade releases are the best way for fighting games to get casual players. Like if you're a casual player and you see a fighting game, you're not gonna, because you have to pay for it, to get it at home. But if it's at the arcade, it's only $1, and then that $1 you work out, I like this game, I don't like this game. But when it's on a console and you have to pay, $100, you're not going to pay $100 for a game that you don't know if you don't like.
That's the good thing about the old school days.
Yeah,
you can actually go into a video store and hire them.
Exactly. That's the thing that's missing. There's no, but I guess at the same time, like not that I'm condoning it or condemning it. There are certain websites where you may or may not be able to download a full version of the game without paying for it. I don't know what those are called, and I'm not judging you, and I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying, I think that is the evolution of the video shop, but I don't know where you would get those, because I don't know much about it, guys. I don't know much about computers, but I agree, video shops were good. It was $8, and then overnight you get a long enough time to play it to realize I like it.
You like it, and I will buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but another thing is that you probably won't be able to do that. Probably in the 90s, in the early 90s, where basically you wouldn't get any reviews or anything like that. You just have to go into a shop, you look at the cover, that's all you get.
That was the day. Man, me and this dude, we used to go to the Pamure Video Easy every Friday night. My mum finished work at 5:30. She used to work at the Winds in Pamure, so we'd go there. And after she finished work, we'd go to the Pamure Video Easy, and we would spend about an hour to 2 hours looking at every single.
Think it's an hour.
It was long.
Maybe like half an hour.
Come on, man! If you guys were kids, remember, kids think that time goes by a lot slower.
But it would be
Who knows?
It would be like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but we'd look at every single cover that's there. Every single cover of every single video game.
Yeah.
And we'd look at the back. Try and look at the little screenshots that they put on the back of the thing. Put it down and then whittle it down to 5 choices, and from those 5 choices to 1, and I'll have 1 and he'll have 1.
You guys are lucky, man. You guys had a Mega Drive.
Yeah.
I had a Master System.
Oh, those are all good.
Yeah, no.
Alex the Kid, man.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's 8-bit. It's 8-bit. 8-bit is weird, man.
Yeah.
8-bit, 16-bit is starting to when it looks really good.
Yeah.
8-bit, it's... Yeah, I don't know. My parents always had this mentality of, oh yeah, we bought you a gaming console, you can sit on this for a long time.
Yeah.
You don't need to upgrade.
Yeah.
It's oh, Mum, I want a Mega Drive. Why?
Yeah.
It's you have a Master System.
We're kind of lucky in the fact that ages ago, when we were young, remember when Dad bought that Nintendo? I don't even know what console it was.
It was like the Japanese one.
Yeah, ages when we were younger, I think I would have been 6, you would have been 4, maybe. We were young, and down in GI, this
oh, you guys are GI boys.
Yeah, this random Asian shop opened up.
Yeah,
and they were selling video games, bro, and
shit.
Yeah, the machine that they were selling was grey. It looked like a Super Nintendo, but it wasn't a Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Because it was out around the same time as a Nintendo, or just before the Nintendo. And he bought that because I guess my dad liked that kind of stuff. So he bought that for us, and he bought a whole bunch of games, and we used to play them. And then so that was from we were real young, but that's how far back.
It had the yellow cartridge.
Yeah, the yellow cartridges. And it had the Mystical Ninja guy on it.
Yeah.
The yellow cartridges. Yes, I think I know which ones you guys are talking about.
It had that ninja in it.
It's dude, it's a NES.
Was it?
It's essentially a NES.
But just not the Nintendo NES or...
No, it's not a Nintendo NES, but it's like a China version of NES.
Yeah, so that's what
it's
he got.
NES.
Yeah. So he bought that and had the
It's
yellow
the one with
cartridges.
the cartridges and you put them in, and then there's a little tab that you
Yep.
slide up. Yeah. A mate had one of those.
Yeah. So
we used to just jam on that, and you can't disconnect the controllers.
No.
Or anything.
Yeah. So we had one of those, and then
True.
Yeah, so we had that when we were younger, and then anyway in tradition, boys grow their hair to be really long, and then so when Sol had his hair cutting when he was 5, so he cut his hair and he got you get a whole bunch of money because that's just how Islanders do.
I was 6.
You were 6? Oh yeah, that's right. First year of primary school and then the second year, I remember. And then
first year.
Yeah, the CDs have long hair down to his butt.
Oh, true.
Yeah, but I was this tall though.
Oh well, when you were, I think that there was a lot of Nguyen boys in my primary that had long hair.
Yeah, what primary did you go to?
I went to Wesley.
Oh yeah, there would have been heaps of around that area. Yeah, so they So
now you guys know where I get that side of from.
No, it's easy because when you said you went to Mags, I was like, oh yeah, I know a couple people went to Mags, so it's kind of understandable. And so he got his hair cut, got some money, went and bought a Mega Drive, and then we had a Mega Drive for ages, and then
did you guys end up getting a PlayStation?
Yeah. So we played the.
It wasn't until
late though.
Late.
Yeah. We didn't get our PlayStation until maybe 2 years before PS2 came out.
Oh, okay.
So we just had a Mega Drive the whole time. So we had a Nintendo 64.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we had
I had a Nintendo 64.
So we had a Mega Drive, then we got a Nintendo 64.
That was just wrestling games forever.
WCW, NWO Revenge.
Yeah, so, I remember having that. That was pretty cool. I think that for me is, that's the reason why when a lot of people, when they got that game, I think, Crash Trilogy, Insane. Yeah, I bought it.
Yeah.
But then I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was a good game. I think it's a really good game, but I'd rather be playing Mario.
Yeah.
Because I grew up with Mario, you know, and everything. So
I think that's always the decider.
I'd rather play that. Like, I'd rather play Mario and Banjo-Kazooie than than Crash.
I think it's an
never
age,
really had any.
I think it's an age thing too. Like, you know, we had the Mario generation, and then I think like maybe 5 years younger than us have the Crash generation. Yeah, so like that's like.
Well, I was talking about Mario 64. And stuff like that, you know, on the Nintendo.
Yeah. Oh, but that was a great game. That was a good. That was like one of the best games I've ever played when I first played it. Yeah.
Have you got all the stars?
Nah, no way, man.
I got all the stars in one go, and then pretty much like I was like, what did I unlock?
Yeah.
I don't know what I unlocked, and then pretty much I was walking around outside the castle.
Yeah.
And then I saw, hey, look, there was a this was blocked before.
Yeah.
So I jumped in and there was a cannon, and then I was like, oh, let's see what's up on the roof.
Yeah.
So I blasted up onto the roof and I saw Yoshi there. I'm like, hey, it's Yoshi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an amazing game. Yeah.
They gave, like there was so much in that game that if you weren't committed to it, like, you know, everything was cool, but once you worked out everything, man, all the secrets, all the unlockable stuff was like, this game is crazy. Like, Nintendo, man, they make some good games.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, guys, what we'll do is we'll head on to the last break. Again, if you guys aren't doing anything tomorrow, then head on down to BK in Epsom in Manukau Road. Entry is $30 from tomorrow. If you guys think you guys have what it takes, then definitely enter and show us how it's done. Like I said, it's on PS4, so it's not on an arcade or anything. So if you play pad, if you're a pad warrior, bring your pad. If you like hitbox, bring your hitbox. If you like the normal platform of how we play fighting games on, which is a stick, then definitely bring that in as well. But anyway, we've got an ad here to tell you where it is and everything like that. So stay tuned, and we'll be back for the final bits there.
Dive times.
Hello and welcome to Burger King. Can I take your order?
This is shit, man.
Sir?
Oh, no. I'm sorry, bro. No, that's not you, man. My baby mama left me. I just lost my job today, and I ain't got no money for rent, man. I'm gonna get evicted, man.
So, will that be a cheeseburger combo?
Straight up, man. I love your chicken nuggets, man. It's the only thing that does me right now.
Sir? Hello? Hello, sir?
Oh, I love you, Shaquela.
Would you like to come inside and talk about it, maybe? We also have Tekken 7 inside.
Yeah, I love that very much. Overcome the pressure and sign up to Burger King's Tekken 7 tournament in Epsom, 11th of November. $1,750 prize pool. Early bird sign-ups go until the 20th of October. Limited spots available. Visit BK on their website and their Facebook page for more details.
Hey, what's up, Internet? It's Virtual Bacon.
This is Cornova.
Hi, this is Squishy Bob.
Hey, this is NCH.
This is Zazzle.
And you're listening to
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
What's up? This is Mia.
Yo, this is Tinkos.
This is Drax.
Hi, this is Milky.
Kia ora, this is Corn Willis, and you're listening to...
And you're listening to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
And you're listening to Chrono on the Salt Shaker Podcast.
Hey, this is BG.
This is Chogula.
Hey, this is Take This.
Hey, what's up? This is Seville.
Yo, this is Dan Banter, and you're listening to...
And you're listening to the
Salt Shaker Podcast.
And you're listening to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
Hey, this is Hani Mohani.
Yo, this is Blacker.
Hi everyone, this is Maven.
Hey, this is Nemesis.
This is Mizu, and you're listening to
the Salt Shaker Podcast.
And we're back, guys. Sorry about that. Dave had to take a shit. So he's back now. That was a quick one. I told you to make it quick.
I'm just clenching.
I'm
holding it in until the end.
Oh, gee.
God.
So are you gonna let it all out in the car?
Nah, I'll go back in the toilet.
Oh man, you and your stories, eh? You and your stories. Oh, there was a story that you told back in when we were at Red Zone Rumble.
Yeah.
You know how we were in Christchurch and you were staying at that house?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was, to be honest, there was nothing much to do at at the motel with Jamie and them. I mean, because they're always in the lab.
Yeah.
So pretty much I was like, shit, I have got nothing to do.
Oh, yeah,
so,
Street Fighter, right?
Yeah. So I just basically came over to you guys and then just started drinking and stuff, and then I had a blast day. Like you guys were freaking good. It was so amazing. Like I had like so much fun, and I haven't had that much fun. In the fighting game community for a very long time.
Yeah.
Just a lot of banter, a lot of drinking, Danny being Danny.
Shout out to Danny.
And stuff like that. Asking Sim to shave him and all that other jazz, just stuff like that. Stuff like that. And then you told me, we had some good yarns.
Yeah.
You were like saying stuff about like, what was it? You said that, there was that one time when you were going for a job interview and then your stomach started hurting. Do you remember that one? And then you had to go and you took like the biggest...
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I remember that. It's because I was nervous. Like, because normally, like, I said, like, one of the things for some reason, like, I think, I've only just realized that now, I think I'm lactose intolerant.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's for sure or not.
It's a first world thing.
Yeah. So I had this job interview and I get there and like it's like free coffee and stuff. So I was like, oh sweet. I'll just give it a jam, and then I'm just sitting like finish the coffee, and then I'm like, oh, and then my guts is like bubbling, and I'm just like, oh, should I shit? Nah. Like you're deciding. It's like, do I need to? Nah, I can hold it. Do I? Nah, I can hold it. And then. Yeah, and they like call my name. I'm like, sweet. I'm just thinking, fuck, it's gonna be sweet. Like, fast as interview. There, I'm standing there like, so, when was a time when you had to use your creativity to get yourself out of a mess with a customer? And in my head, I'm just like, oh man, I really need a shit. I like really need to, and I have to like, I have to like give them an example of, from a previous job where I've used that skill, and I'm sweating, and they're like, it's alright to be nervous, and, I'm not even nervous, I just don't want to shit my pants, man, I'm just like, sweet, trying to get through as fast as I can, and they're like, I know everyone in the chat's gonna lie, but, when you've been holding your shit for so long, like the farts start coming up, and you start getting like that weird like gassy thing in your stomach. I know everyone's gonna be like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about, but I know you guys all know what I'm talking about. They just started doing that, and then I was like, oh man, and then the interview finished, I held it in, I went and hit that toilet, bro, good night.
Didn't you say that you asked the receptionist? And then like, you went there, you did your business, but then there was like all these people waiting for you outside.
Because it was one toilet. I just like, oh, sweet. Walk out there, it's just like, it's like, yeah, walk out. I'm out of there.
Did you get the job?
I got the job. And because see, the thing is, they for some reason they have interviews. The interview was at their building, but my job was elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
So when they like rang me up and they're like, oh, do you remember the interview you did a couple of weeks ago? I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, you got the job. And I was like, oh man, I'm going to have to go back, see the receptionist. She's going to remember me as the guy who's in the toilet for like 3 hours. Like, and she's like, you're going to be working at this? And I was like, oh, yes. Not there.
Probably you don't really want to see her, like, or you want to avoid her when you're like at some Christmas do.
Well, yeah, see, like, because that's funny because I didn't see her until the Christmas do, and like, I don't know if she remembered me or not. She gave me the, we were at the Christmas do, and she like looked at me like she remembered who I was, and I was just like, hey, don't talk to me. Like, you stay over there, I'm gonna stay over here, pretend like I don't know you. Don't talk about that day.
Man, you're a whack dude, man. Seriously, you're such a whack guy.
Nah, sometimes, like, I don't know. I just like I don't know, man.
Sometimes.
All the time.
Nah, I don't know. Sometimes there was a point where I was just like, you know what? I don't care. If I need to take a crap, I'm taking a crap wherever I need to go. Like that's.
I think that how it really began was after we had Burger Fuel.
Yeah.
My stomach started like growing.
Yeah.
And then pretty much we had to walk past your, the Airbnb place.
Because you're like, I need to go to the toilet. When was that? That was when you guys all came, man.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna use your bathroom.
I was like, go ahead. Like that's why when people are like, man, can I use the toilet? I'm like, yeah. Like, because I know the struggle,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The worst thing is when you're like a bit shy about asking to use the bathroom, or like a bit shy about like, well, honestly, guys, if you're at my house and you need to use the toilet, just say I'm using the toilet. And I'm like, sweet, and just go and just do whatever you gotta do because man, that shit ain't it's not pretty, it's ugly, like, and like the last thing you want to be thinking about is, oh man, everyone is listening to me destroy this toilet, like
wrecking that. Yeah,
it wrecks your concentration. So
yeah, exactly.
I just want people to enjoy the shit, and then like that's one of the few things that you fully own, no one else owns your shit. As soon as you start worrying about other people, like, if you think about them, then they start owning it. So don't do that. Just own your shit.
Well, that's why, when you go in, you need to be loud and proud.
Yeah.
You need to just, let it all out. Just
unless it's your first night at your girlfriend's house, like, unless
like
it's
a first date or something.
If it's a girl you're trying to impress, then you fucking hold that shit in. You hold it in. If you pass out, you pass out. But you hold it in. And then once they get comfortable with you,
then you say,
"Ha, sucked in," and then you blow up their toilet.
Oh, jeez! Look, like you've got. Wow. So you've got.
Yo.
Oh my god!
That story.
It's probably Danny. It's probably Danny again. No, but
what a story, dude!
What a story! Now there was that other story, but I don't really want to bring that one up because
I've got lots of stories.
I know.
I've lived a long and storied life, guys.
The one where you're letting your car roll down the hill.
Oh yeah. I was with Troy and TSK that time. Oh, remember I told you?
Trying to bring me into the story.
I was with Troy and TSK and they picked me up and then they're like, and then they're they were just stealing cars. Oh no, they were just breaking into the cars and getting stuff out of them. And then Troy did the gaps on us down the road. Then we found him in the bush taking a dump. He left the car rolling. We thought he was in the car. And the car was rolling down the thing. We were like, yeah, all good. Get in the car. Open, close the door. Seatbelt on. And then, oh, where's the driver?
Oh, jeez. But yeah, no, that was like really, really good. Just getting to know everyone.
Yeah.
Because when I first came to all these like Tekken tournaments and stuff like that, I think that the first interaction that I had with you was, hey, I wanna commentate.
Yeah.
And you're like, yep, cool, just jump on because a lot of guys didn't want to commentate.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's a problem we've kind of run into now is that a lot of people want their game to be streamed, but nobody wants to commentate. So it's hard for us to justify a stream when there's no one commentating the game.
Yeah.
So that's why I just started doing like at first I was like, I'll ask people that I know that know about the game, and then eventually I was like, no, you know what? I'm just gonna ask anybody who knows about this. Like if I see them playing the game, I'm gonna say, do you want to commentate? If they say yes, then yep, jump on.
If they say no, then you still need to jump on. Okay.
But like
we'll slap a headset on you and we'll tie you to the chair.
I find Rambats as a good tool for finding commentators. Because it's where you can kind of let loose and you can kind of see how people are. Like when you get to the higher events, like nationals or like First Blood or Return Rumble or stuff like that, you kind of got to be a bit more professional about it.
Of course.
But with Rambats, it's just like no holds barred. You like obviously within reason, like.
Well, you're not gonna be. You don't really want to be dropping F-bombs.
Exactly. But like, if you can't help it, like if it's just like accidentally comes out, then like it does.
For sure.
So yeah.
So that was when I first met you, and then and I remembered that because I didn't really know you guys that well. I was just really just in for the game and then out.
Yeah.
But then once I actually went to Christchurch and everything, I started getting to know the community. And the Tekken community is a lot different than the Street Fighter community. And I kind of wish that we can just sort of mash together. And just have one massive party.
Well, we kind of almost did that at the Salty Suite.
Exactly.
Like I know what you mean. Like at the end of the day, we all play fighting games. Even though they're different games, they're all fighting games. Like at the end of the day, and
it's just two people just beating each other up.
That's it. And like I think the other thing too is that us all being video gamers, we're all quite introverted anyway. So we're quite comfortable around people we know. But it's not to say that we don't want to meet other people. It's just real hard for us to open up to other people.
I think the reason why I did open up is because you guys just piled on the alcohol with me on the first night.
Oh yeah. Well, Sol knows how I roll. Like I'm more of a, like if you want to drink, we'll drink. Kind of, like I've always kind of been a bit more open with people. Like I find alcohol is a good relaxing agent for a lot of people. Like if you have or that like there's a whole bunch of things, but I'm not like judgmental on how people want to like whatever you got to do, man, just do it and then just chill out and then because at the end of the day we all want to play video games and
well, that's the thing about alcohol though. You need to be very careful because you might get that one person who's actually gonna be a dickhead.
Nah, but you can. I don't know. I've been around a lot of dickheads, around, like in my time, so you can like see it, like you can see it coming. So for me it's kind of easy. Like if I can see it, then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll ease that guy off the drinks and try. Maybe I'll go take him, sit him down, and we'll play some games so he can sober up a bit. Like, it's just I don't know, because I used to work at a bar too, so you kind of pick up on people's attitudes as they're drinking, so you can kind of see it on their face or see how they're drinking. There's like little things, and I think that kind of helps me doing the tournaments too, because then I can see how people are feeling throughout the day.
And plus, with us being a fighting game community, there's gonna be a lot of salty people.
Definitely.
Oh, there's so much salt, man, so much salt. But it's good. It's good. It brings us together.
Like you need the salt there. Like if you're not, one of the things that Lenny taught me, like shout outs to Lenny, was that if you don't get mad about losing, then you don't care about the game. Like like a lot of people put time and effort into stuff, and they lose and they're like, whatever. That means you don't care. If you lose and you're like, oh man, I should have lost to that guy, or like that was luck, or like that. That shows you want to get better. You want to play this game more. And I think getting salty is, if you're not getting salty, that means that you're not playing the game to compete. You're playing it for the social aspect.
And here's another thing though, is that for me, I tend to get really salty because it's just like I shouldn't have lost that at all,
definitely,
and things like that. Or sometimes button input. And things. So I only have myself to blame on those, but you just can't really help but just sort of let out some steam. And I do notice that. With other games, if I do lose and things, I just don't really care. But I think that with Tekken or other games I do care about, it's because I like the game and I'm passionate about the game.
That's it.
And things like that. And what I really like, what I don't like is that if you're not doing it in the community, or if you're doing it outside of the community, where you get angry or something, and you got like those casual people just coming up to you and just being, oh, it's just a game. Some aspects of it, yes, it's just a game, but in some others, it's not a game. It's what you're passionate about.
Exactly, like whatever you're passionate about. If something happens you don't like and you get mad about it, it's because you're passionate about it. It's just like like it's with everything. Dancers watching other dancers. That was a terrible spin, or he should have left off his left, not his right.
Mm-hmm.
That's them being passionate. Rugby players. Why did he kick it? That's the biggest one.
Exactly.
Why did he kick? Why did he pass?
Rugby has a really salty crowd.
Yeah, exactly, and that's because they're passionate about it.
Exactly.
And so gamers are the same. If you lose and you're mad that you lost, it's because you're passionate and because you enjoy it.
You see, that's the thing about the community these days, is that they're starting to accept it, but they still say that you shouldn't be angry at a game or anything. It's just like, screw you, I can do whatever I want.
I think, like, one of the things, I don't know if you've noticed it, but I've noticed it. No, you would have noticed it. Everyone's a lot friendlier.
Yeah.
And
I think it's from when you used to go down to the arcade.
Yeah.
And you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Like most of the time.
That was the biggest thing.
Maybe like 2 or 3 people, and then like that's it. So you're just playing like random people all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like you kind of build like these silent grudges or like rivalries between lots of players
that you don't know, and you don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
But when they come out, it's blue shirt guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's backpack guy.
Yeah.
And then like, I used to get salty because we used to play on E-Funds a lot. We used to play Marvel 2 heaps, and we used to get a lot. So we used to get real salty. And now I think one of the things that I think is good but bad, like where I've tried to kind of, like for me, I like everyone hanging out together. Like everyone being together, chilling, partying, like having fun. But I think one of the detrimental things of that is that everyone's kind of getting a bit complacent about their losses.
Right.
I just lost to him, but he's my friend. Like if I lost to someone, I get mad, but also it's a good game. But I'm mad at myself because I shouldn't have done that. Or like, that was luck, or I don't know. No, that was luck. That's the worst.
Do you get mad though if they beat you in a good way?
Nah. See, if I did something and I see that they actively read it and they beat me and they knew, then I'm not mad, because in my head I've taught you something and you've taught me something.
Yeah, it's a good read.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much you just got outplayed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if I lost and they, and I learned this from him, if I lost and they don't know how they beat me, then I'm mad, because if they don't know how they beat me, how did they win? If they don't know how they won, I sure as hell don't know how they won. Why did they win? And then it's like an unanswerable question.
That's the reason why there's so much salt online for Tekken, especially for Tekken. It's like, you can't break throws.
Yeah.
You can't block
you can't
blows.
react to stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the reason where so much of that salt comes from. But anyway, let's move on. So, I wanted to talk to you about, before it goes on for too long.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's been some work that's with Tekken.
Yeah.
Let's just let's park Street Fighter for now.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Tekken.
Yeah.
How LPL approached you and started running the the Tekken thing, and you got those 16 top players, myself included, and things like that. So how did that all come about?
So
I know that they've been doing. They know that you do the fighting games.
Yeah. So
things.
So LPL, the Tekken tournament that they ran, it was their first foray into fighting games. Before that, they'd done League of Legends and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So obviously, like I kind of, because I kind of had an eye on them before that. Like when they did League of Legends and they did Call of Duty, they did Dota 2. For me. As Standing Fierce got bigger, I realized I had to keep an eye on everything else to see if people were kind of branching into fighting games. Not because I wanted to stop them, but I just wanted to see if they were doing it the right way, or what their intentions were. Because I don't want them to bring down a great community. So when they approached,
do you think that? Did you have a fear that they might divide and conquer?
It wasn't really that. It was more, I was scared that they would entice some of the younger, newer players with, like prizes and flash, stuff that for older players we don't really care about, because we want to play because we've been playing to be the best.
We just want to play the game.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas newer players, they have a different incentive to play. They play to get sponsorship, to be esports athlete or stars, whatever. That stuff. So that's what I was afraid that they would get the younger crowd and kind of sell them on this dream, and then like pull the rug from them. That was my fear. Like I knew the older players, like they'd look at him like whatever, like out of my face, unless you can give me cash up front, then don't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
So they approached me and told me about it. I kind of knew what they were approaching me about because I went to Namco first.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear back from them, and then the next thing I know is I get a phone call from LPL saying, "Oh, we have this great opportunity for you." I already knew what the opportunity was because there's nothing else happening at that time for fighting games except for that. So then I was like, "Oh, so you guys got it, okay?" And then so they approached me, told me what they wanted to do. I told them what I think they should do. We kind of had a good middle ground, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were some things that I couldn't really push on. There are other things where I didn't know if I should push on them or not. Like in hindsight, I think I should have pushed harder for a lot of stuff, but I just didn't want to overstep my role and then them just thinking, "Oh man, this guy's just he's just a prima donna. He's just having a diva moment on us, and we'll just kick him from the thing."
I see.
So I just kind of skated along as best as I could, and trying to kind of pull the best that I could get for the community, without putting too much into their basket. Like their goals are quite big, and I understand what their goals are, but I think they need to have a rethink of what they want to do.
Well, I know that let's not talk about budget or anything like that, but let's just say what if you got it instead of them, would there be anything that you would have done a lot different from to what they would do?
Yeah,
like the top 16.
I would have
the
the biggest things I would have changed would have been the qualifiers.
Mm-hmm.
I would have held more offline qualifiers in the different regions.
Right.
I probably only would have done online for 2 spots, maybe even just 1 spot, and then had 1 spot for a last chance qualifier. I would have spread it out more. So obviously Hamilton, Auckland, Wellington, and Christchurch are the 3 main regions. But then you could have done like further out a bit,
wild card.
Someone from Dunedin, because I know Dunedin's got a scene. Palmerston North, obviously Penny Power and Parasite NZ. Kind of like the outliers that aren't really in the major cities, like little things that only someone from the community would know about.
What do you think of LPL's grandest stage? Like, what do you think about that?
I think their production is great. They're good at doing production. That's their forte. Look, without it, I'm not even going to front on that. Like, the stage. Well, there was little things I would have done differently. About the main stage.
The marketing's good too.
Their marketing is great. Like the company business wise, they're amazing. They're a well-oiled machine.
They're businessmen.
Yeah,
they're really good businessmen.
And
yeah,
I think at the moment they've just hired a guy, Jordan from Leaping Tiger, to be their marketing manager.
Right.
I think that's a step in the right direction because he's a good dude and he understands the flow of the community, I guess. Not just fighting games, but just the gaming community in general. And I think that's a good step for them to go that way.
True.
To try and kind of mend a lot of bridges that have been burnt, I guess. Not intentionally, but just miscommunication and different generations.
3 top 8s.
Yeah. Oh no, I gotta. That was my fault. The 3 top 8s was my fault.
We've got some. That was me. Okay,
yeah,
cat's out of the bag.
I told everyone who's asked me, I said, yeah, that was my fault. Like LPL told me not to tell anyone, but that was my fault. That wasn't their fault. That was my fault. I take the blame for that.
What actually happened?
I don't know.
You jumped the gun a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then it got too far ahead, and I was like, oh shit. and then we couldn't go back, and then it was just I don't know, it was just a lot of things in there, but yeah, it was totally my fault there, and then then I told him afterwards, I was like, oh man, I effed up, you guys might get in trouble for this, and they're like, nah, don't worry about it, just don't say anything, and I was like, if people ask me, I'm gonna tell them, but yeah, that was my fault, guys. I take that blame.
All right, well, that's our PR out of the way.
Yeah.
Because I definitely wanted to sort of scratch the surface on it.
Yeah,
Don't really want to go any deeper
Yeah.
or anything, because otherwise, we're going to be here all night.
Yeah.
But let's get into the more fun bits and everything. So, obviously, what are your future goals for Standing Fierce? Where is it heading?
So the thing with Standing Fierce is I only made a 5-year plan initially.
Right.
And that 5-year plan ran out 2 years ago.
Okay. So it's now 7 years.
Yeah, so now it's 7 years. So
Okay.
I've been coming up with a 10-year plan because I realized, man, I'm in it for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to do is I kind of base what I do off of the international guys. So Alex Valle, Jabali, Spooky, Arturo out of next level, those guys, all the American players, and then over in Europe, I watch a lot of the Winner Stays On stuff. So Logan Sama, F-Word, and all of them, and then I take notes from from Australia as well. Like the BAM guys, the Couch Warriors, and OHN. Like I take everything into account and try. Like I think we have the benefit of being. So quite isolated compared to the rest of the world, so that I can pick and choose, the best parts of what they do and try them, or things that they've wanted to do but can't because, their communities are too they're too big or too set up that they can't, like with Nationals where I was using the combo breaker rule. What did you think about that? Did you like that?
You mean the video?
No, the combo breaker rule. The so with brackets. So pools you
get top 3.
The 2 out from losers. And 1 from winners.
No, that was cool. That was actually a really cool concept.
Because then instead of the 2 guys in losers finals playing out, you just switch out and play 2 different people.
So that you don't have to
so that you don't have to play the same person.
Yeah. No, that was actually cool. Rather than playing out the whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that would be really boring.
Yeah. And that's what I like too, is because then it switched it up quite a bit. So they tested it down in Christchurch, and I thought, man, if it works there, it'll definitely work up here. So then I gave it a go, and I really enjoyed running it, and I liked how the results ended up. It was quite different.
Yeah, well, that's also you're trying to branch off into other things.
Yeah,
and I guess that's probably why you took kind of interest in what we're doing here at the Salt Shakers.
Yeah.
Because we are definitely fighting game orientated,
of course,
and things like that, and we'd be more than happy just to just to actually reach out, lend a hand to you guys, if if you guys really need to, and that's always good, and things like that.
I've always tried to support kind of fighting game community.
It's something new, it's something different.
I just like how it's kind of just like a big discussion about anything, and like you end up finding out things that someone normally wouldn't have talked about,
What, like Cornova not liking BG?
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. Exactly. So,
but you could see that.
Not really. Like, if you actually see them, they're actually good friends.
No, but if you go back and you jump on, go to YouTube, you go Pariah Esports, and the interview that he did, like. It was like the one it was the Christmas damager that Mark Hunt came to, but and it was Tick and Tag, and Thomas beat BG, and he reset the bracket and then he beat him, and you watch the footage they've got of them playing, you can see that Thomas does not like BG. Like you can see on his face, like he's thinking like, man, if this dude, I need to beat him, like not in a competitive way, but in a more like, I don't like this guy.
No, well, I mean, I think outside of Tekken, it's different.
Yeah.
But in Tekken, like, I mean, you have a lot of things. Like, for me, okay, I'll tell you the honest truth.
Yeah.
Me and Daly,
yeah,
good friends. Me and Daly in Tekken, we hate each other. I just want to kill him.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. So, like, it's just things like that, relationships like that, and things. So it's different. It's different.
Oh yeah, that was quite funny to hear that. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. So in a sense there, what the Salt Shaker is aiming to do really is to really come up with a law for every player and things like that. don't let it be too focused on the game itself.
Yeah.
But it's more or less like, for me personally, I like playing the game. But for me, I like making friends.
Yeah, yeah.
I like,
of
you know,
course.
just sort of getting to know you guys.
Yeah.
And you know, and playing the game as well, and things like that. So that's where the Salt Shaker comes in.
Yeah.
And things like that. So another topic there. Soul.
Yo.
Your beard is epic. Like, for, you know, is there anything that you do? Because I remember in Red Zone Rumble on stream, we were talking about you. I think you were fixing something, and me and Jamie were like pretty much like saying, "Man, like, you know, that's an epic beard, man. Hey, do you use shampoo on it?" And you're like, "Yeah." So let's just talk about that. So how do you, like, you know, if people are out there trying to grow a beard, what are the advices that you can give them?
Honestly, it either grows or it doesn't. There's nothing.
Well, if you're Asian, there's nothing you can
nothing
do.
you can put into it. Like, yeah.
Well, how do you make it fuller? Or, you know, is there any ways to make it fuller? Any brand of shampoo that you use?
When he was 12 and I was 14, he had a beard, and I only had sideburns.
When I was 12.
When you were third form.
Didn't have a beard when
When
I
you were
was
form
12.
2, no, he had a moustache. He had a goatee. And I had long sideburns.
I didn't.
And bum fluff growing out of my chin. He had heaps of beard. Yeah, how do you grow your beard? Do you trim it?
Yeah, do you actually trim it? Like, you know, I heard that if you take out the split ends, it grows faster.
Really? No.
Or something.
Well, I do trim it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will be like unruly.
Do you condition it?
Not all the time.
Okay.
If you condition it, it gets a bit oily.
Oh, okay.
Because it gets quite oily anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wash it more than my hair. Put it that way.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just because you get like food and stuff in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the food.
You gotta have a nice brush too.
A brush.
Like yeah.
Okay.
What about those beard oils?
Beard oils are good.
Oh, you actually use beard oil?
Nah, I don't use beard oil.
Okay.
They actually make it real soft. I just don't like the way they smell.
Oh, okay.
Like,
because, you know, is there any advice for me? You know, being an Asian.
For you,
know, because, you know, I'm trying. You're
on the way. You're on the way there.
I think it's fine. You just gotta let it grow.
Yeah.
You gotta get there's the shit stage. You gotta get past it. That's the hardest part.
Well, I've been in the shit stage for, you know, a good couple of years now. So
you just gotta.
I actually trim it. Like, so basically, when I get my hair cut, the hairdresser, you know, he actually just trims it, and it goes all the way, and he trims it all the way down to, like, you know, really, really short. It looks nice at the time, but then when it starts growing out again, it's ugly again.
It's either got to be, like, you know, nice and, like, trimmed, or like long. Like anything in between is like the shit stage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As we learned from when you're growing an afro.
Yeah.
There's
what, you had an afro period?
No.
Nah. When my cousin was growing his Tech's older brother. Oh, even Noah, Simp's older brother. Oh, and Simp, Noah's actually the best point. Remember when so Simp's older brother, he's my age.
Yeah.
He was trying to grow an afro. No, what was he trying to grow? The Weeknd here.
I don't know.
You know, like how the Weeknd's got that weird, fucked up, like
used to
weird thingy. But he was like, so he was growing his hair.
Is it a mohawk?
It was like no, it's
like this is like a dreads on top. It's like
dreads,
but
it's like dreads on top of a face. So he was trying to grow his hair out, and then he was wearing a beanie the whole time.
I don't know what it is.
And then I was like, "Can I see your hair now?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he pulled his beanie off, and then his hairline moved from here to here, and then that was so great. I was like, and he goes,
so it basically went from, like, you know, your forehead to the top of your head.
So his hairline went that way. So
because you know, I'm trying to sort of paint an image for the crowd.
Receding,
really receding.
Yeah.
Like,
and you
worse
can
than Vegeta.
Even Simp knows. Yeah.
Worse than Vegeta. Okay.
And then he looked at me and he goes, "Yeah, I know it's shit. I know it's shit." I was like, "Nah, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything." But yeah. Shout out to Noah if he's at home.
And he ever listens to this?
He ever listens, yeah. Nah, see, Noah's like kind of one of the like. There's a lot of history me and Sol have within the fighting game community. Because we played like Marvel 2. We played a lot of Marvel 2, and so Richard, so Samurai Black was our like main punching bag. Like, you know, we tested stuff on him, like our combos, everything. He used to come to our house and we'd play, you know, long sets. It would be like
Dave was my punching bag.
As if. As if. So, you know, we'd play against Richard. You know, we'd do like 30-0 sets or, you know, 40-0 sets. And,
so that's what you guys would consider labbing, right?
Yeah.
In a way.
So we're not really that big on like just practice mode stuff. Like in practice mode, all I practice are combos. That's all I practice. When I am learning like a matchup, I have to play someone because I need to know.
Same goes with me. I can't just like that's the thing with myself and Jamie. Jamie tells me to go into practice mode and then start like, you know, reacting to things. I want to try and get into that now, but I've never really done that or anything.
Because he showed me in Street Fighter 5 like this would probably been like month 1 of Street Fighter 5. He would go into training mode and set the training character, you know, to do random hits and turn them all on so that you're not reacting to one, you're reacting to all the different you know, and it was random.
He told me to pick like I don't know if it's different in Tekken, but he told me to pick 5. Yeah. Like maybe 2 lows and 2 mids.
And then just learn to react to them,
Yeah.
Like and then he showed me that. I was like, okay, and I did that for a little bit, but I can't do that naturally. I need to play. I'm a playing person, so I need someone to play against. So Richard was the dummy. I used to practice it. Like I used to practice cool combos or resets and stuff.
Right.
Like, okay. Oh, that's sick. Oh, I wonder if that'll work.
Yeah.
So then I practiced it on Richard, and then tried on this guy. But Noah was Sim's brother. Noah was the other guy we used to practice stuff on. So in theory, theoretically, Richard and Noah should be about equal, and they should be just the same good level.
Right.
In Marvel 2, like Marvel 2 was a big stupid, like you know, Tekken for you was like Marvel 2. Like I'm a Marvel player at the end of the day. I learned how to play fighting games, and I learned Marvel 2. Everything I learned in Marvel 2 transferred to every other fighting game I've ever played. So
there was a lot of people that actually you know, talked about you you know, making top 8 in Red Zone Rumble in Christchurch. And that would have been a really feel good moment for you as well.
It was unexpected. I didn't. Well, see, the thing was like.
Well, that's why everyone started calling you Optimal Dave rather than Optimus.
I don't know. It was. I had to shout out to my missus. Like we were down in Christchurch, and then, you know, we were playing, and then when I had my match against Blackout, I was like, oh man, I gotta play Blackout, and then I thought, I can't let him win because my missus is here. I don't want her to fly to Christchurch to watch me lose. Or, you know, because what she told me afterwards was like, she's like, it was nice to finally see you winning. I was just like, whoa, really? And then she was just like, I always see you lose in Auckland, but at least I know you can win. I was like, oh.
So it's like, you know, you just need to try.
And then so then I just, and then in my head,
is it also because you don't have time to play when you're running the tournaments and things like that?
Well, for me, when I'm running the tournament, when I'm playing in the tournament, I'm not fully focused on the match. So like 50% I'm like in the match, the other 50% I'm thinking, because out of the corner of my eye, if I can see empty setups, I'm thinking who is meant to be playing, you know, what match is meant to be going, who just finished their match, what's on stream, like
so you've got a lot of stuff.
So that's all going.
I guess that, you know, in a sense there. When you're at Red Zone Rumble, because you weren't running it,
exactly.
You know, you don't have to worry about that.
I wasn't like thinking.
So
about
you've got Tamati and you've got Nick running it as well. Yeah.
So then I was just like, so when I'm in Auckland, that's all I'm thinking. So I'm like, why is that not? So sometimes when I'm playing my matches, I'll still call out the next match because I've remembered the bracket, how the bracket goes before I sit down to play. So when I'm playing, I'll be like, alright, these matches are next. So you play this, you play that, you play it, and then I'll, you know, finish the set. And like I can't help not doing that. I just can't help.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, sort of embedded into your brain already.
So when I'm in Christchurch or Wellington, like, you know, like, I'm just like, oh. But then the other thing too is like, I feel like I'm on holiday there. So then, because, you know, I like to have a couple of beers or two, you know, and then I feel like, because I've been running the tournaments for so long, it's hard for me to kind of feel like I'm on holiday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone's like, man, this is cool. I get to just drink and play games.
Mm-hmm.
Where for me, I'm just like, yeah, you do that and that goes there. Why is that not working?
Yeah.
Who's meant to be there? You know,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
someone's
yeah.
like, oh, something's wrong with this. I'm like, okay, I'll fix that. And then
Yeah.
it's just like a thing. Well, I'm not complaining about it because I
You
enjoy
did
it.
delegate a few things in Christchurch, though.
Yeah.
I remember you were on like the megaphone or something, and then you're like, are you meant to be in that costume? Okay, you're banned.
That's just little. I know, like every now and then people need help with stuff, so I'll chip in, I'll help out, like just because I know, like I need to sometimes.
Yeah.
Not that I need to, but I feel like I need to, just because of what I do and stuff. So yeah, so that was one of the other. Yeah, that's like a whole other topic, like the obligation. I don't know. It's not an obligation, but I just feel like
this is more or less your second job, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you've got your full-time job, but then you must be a really busy man.
It does get quite busy. Like when it's like Rambats and tournament. Like now it's easy because all I've got is Damager, and then that's and I just got to finish my stream off for the year, and then I'm free. But once it's like First Blood and Rambats going, it's just like kind of my weekends are quite full. It's cool. Like I enjoy it. I enjoy every second of it. I enjoy being able to do something that I really enjoy, and I enjoy doing stuff with people I enjoy hanging out with, and there's a whole bunch of little things that I think make up for because I miss a lot of birthdays. What do you miss?
Me?
Yeah. Because I've only been with my girlfriend for a year and a bit.
No, just family stuff.
Yeah, miss out on a lot of birthdays.
But at the same time, we go to our other family things.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's
because we're a big family.
Yeah, that FGC family.
Come on, Dave.
Well, we kind of are a family in a sense.
Of course.
It's great. It's an awesome thing. There's only 3 girls. We need more girls.
That's also the thing is I think
we've got what? We've got Shamia, Katie, and Julian. That's all we have.
We didn't have Linda for a while, but then she left. She didn't really play much.
She doesn't really play that much. She's more or less a cheerleader in a way.
But honestly, 3 is a lot better than what it used to be. It's just cool.
It was just a boys' club, wasn't it? Yeah.
And I think another thing too is online. I always try and push this. I really feel for girls who play online because, man, online is they're so mean. This
online's cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you watch League of Legends, the finals, and you watch that Twitch chat, oh my goodness, you would want to just jump off a building.
What I don't understand is the biggest thing for me. What I don't understand is, I like girls, and someone else might.
We all do. Don't worry.
That's the thing. So obviously the number one thing I want is girls to play video games with.
Yeah.
So what I don't get is people who play video games who put down girls who play video games. That's not gonna make them want to come out and play. If you put down another girl and another girl sees that, they're not gonna want to come and play.
Exactly.
They're gonna be like, oh no, you know what? I'm not gonna play with those guys because there's just too much drama to deal with. I just want to play my game and that's it. And I've always just thought, why are people mean to girls? Why? We're not mean to girls. If there are girls listening and you want to play fighting games,
your gaming is mean to girls.
But no, he's not. He's got a girlfriend.
Shall we tell it? Shall we tell his girlfriend that he's mean?
Should we knock on him? Nah, no knocks, guys. No knocks. No knocks and no screenshots. That's the police.
Yep.
Only the police do
Danny.
that.
That's Danny.
Only the police do screenshots, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, so basically, just my last couple of questions there and everything like that. So, Street Fighter 5 and things like that. What do you guys think of it? Obviously, with Tekken 7 being released quite late, and Street Fighter being released quite early. What do you sort of take the pros and cons out of that game for? What do you reckon?
I'll let Sol answer this one.
I think Street Fighter 5.
It's got its flaws, right?
Yeah.
A few flaws.
It just feels like they had to get something out because I think they had that Capcom Cup, approached them, and then they wanted to, flaunt a new game with that new championship or whatever it was. I think...
Wasn't that the one that Tokido won?
No, that was Evo.
Oh, that was Evo, okay.
Knuckle D won.
Knuckle D won it. Yeah. Street Fighter 4 could have gone one more year.
I think the
So you reckon they rushed it?
Yeah, just to get it out because it felt a bit unfinished. There's like a few things just in a game, like in general, not a fighting game, but any game. It just had a few missing things. One of them being the story mode, which like a lot of casual gamers would have bought the game for that. For like a competitive player, I think it was mostly there. But I think that's
Dave's gone for another shit.
I think that's where Tekken has its pros for being released in the arcade. So they got to test a lot of things.
Right.
Even though it wasn't released, till a bit later, they still had everything ironed out for when they finally set it for the console.
Okay.
I don't know what do you think? Which game is easier to get into?
Well, okay. So basically, for me, is the only recollective memory of when I played Street Fighter. Okay, so I really don't know how I got into fighting games, but I've always been interested in fighting games.
Yeah.
Okay, even when I was a little kid and just looking at people playing on the arcades, playing Street Fighter and things like that. And I think that I really enjoyed it because I like playing in the arcade and I enjoy throwing out fireballs and things like that. So that's what really got me into fighting games. But then I sort of branched away from Street Fighter and started playing Tekken because that was the time when all the cool kids played Tekken.
Yeah.
And Street Fighter was like people didn't really know too much about it, about combos and things like that. So I think that for me is Tekken is a lot easier to get into because first of all you button bash, but then secondly you start like sort of understanding the move list, understanding what moves do, and sort of how to it's like a puzzle, it's like a jigsaw. You put them together and things like that, and you end up making combos and things like that. But with Street Fighter, it's a totally different game, and it's a really, really hard to understand for me, and personally. I know that like a lot of people are like on the reverse side of things there, and it's different. It's a different game, but I don't. It doesn't mean that I dislike Street Fighter, but I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like sort of in the bigger scale of things, like of how an expert or how a pro player would sort of think about it for. And I think that a lot of people that play Street Fighter sort of feel that about Tekken as well.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. So, Dave's back. That was quick.
Yeah. Oh no, I clenched while I leaked. It's a skill you learn when you're at a music festival out in the middle of nowhere and you can't sit down on the portaloos. You learn how to clench while you leak.
Or you sort of have to stand up on the seat or like in the
you just hold it until you go back to the tent site and then hit up. We went through them in Vines. All those portaloos were disgusting.
Oh, that awkward silence there. Oh, David's talking about shit again.
I guess the only way to understand this is how good I am. The only way to really understand both the games is to play them both.
Yeah.
And to try and find a similarity. But I guess it's easier for me because I've played a lot of fighting games. I played Tekken, I played Street Fighter, I played Marvel, I played Mortal Kombat, I think the only fighting game I haven't really put time into is BlazBlue. That's the only one I haven't really put any time into.
Oh, okay.
So that's the one that's hard for me to watch. But every other game, like with Tekken, all I had to work out was why were they... Because for a non-Tekken player to watch, it just looks like my turn, your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas really it's kind of like you're using that to position yourself to whiff. It's like quite a whiff punish game, eh? Like whiff punish heavy. Like you're doing the safe block strings Because do people take into account the pushback on those block strings?
Oh yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Because what it is if you do the pushback,
yeah.
Obviously you don't really, if you're on the receiving side of things there, you don't really want to be doing anything. You don't really want to be called out pressing any buttons or anything like that, or else you're going to get in deep trouble.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to do stuff like that. But yeah. That's just how it is.
Once I worked that out, I was like, that's how Tekken plays. And then, Street Fighter is more about positioning. Like, I'm gonna stand here and push this button. That's kind of the thing. The poking and positioning is kind of similar, but you only know that from working out how the game how the games work. So. That's once you know that, then everything just becomes like.
I think it's like also Tekken has four buttons, so for a gamepad, it's like all your buttons are there.
Yeah, whereas in Street Fighter,
as well.
I played a lot of Street Fighter Alpha series, and I played a lot of EX Plus.
Was on PS1.
Yes, the reason why I played a lot of those games is because they were on PS1.
Yeah,
and also the fact is that because I never had a PS1. I used to go to St. Luke's.
And to the Gamesman?
Yeah, it wasn't Gamesman. I used to go to St. Luke's and there'll be like all those like CD places, like that sells music.
Like sounds.
Yeah, that's right. And then they'll have like these.
Oh yeah, from Mags, just across the road.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly.
Oh man, my first girlfriend went to Mags.
Oh, okay, let's not get into that.
But yeah, true. I was like, oh yeah, so your only time playing it would have been like. On the thing,
on the pad. So how I used to play was it used to be on the pad, like the 4 buttons would be light, and heavy, and then the mids will be on the
things,
That's pretty much how I played. But that's just different because I used to just do big moves, big sweeps.
Yeah, like once you learn like that's Dragon Punch. Oh, that's Fireball. Yep.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
And then anyone who comes in and then they're doing this, and you're just like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Or like picking in Bison and then just Psycho Crush.
Because they're never gonna block.
Nah. But yeah, that's pretty much my childhood. But anyway, let's get on to the most sort of asked question in in the podcast there. So let's start off with Soul. Who's your waifu? Your fighting game waifu?
Oh, fighting game waifu.
Yeah.
What, player or character?
Hey. Whoa. Let's not get in trouble here.
Waifu, damn.
We know who your player waifu is anyway, don't worry.
Who's player?
No, don't worry. Yeah, is it Danny?
Damn, I never thought of that one.
Fighting game waifu.
Shucks. I'll probably be Storm.
Storm?
Marvel 2 Storm.
Marvel 2 Storm.
Not Marvel 3 Storm?
Nah.
Marvel 2
Storm. 2 Storm can't get it.
What, the white clothes? Yeah, the white clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I guess that you could call that, fighting game because, in the end of the day, she's X-Men, I'll take that. So, that's your one. So, is there a reason why?
Basically, she can, run away forever.
Yeah.
What happens if she runs away from you forever,
Well...
You can keep chasing. But yeah, so you've that. Okay, so it's MVC2 Storm, not MVC3. MVC3 is more revealing though.
Fighting game, for real though, probably be Sea Viper.
Oh
yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I will lock that one in.
Yeah, Sea Viper.
She's got the nice business suit with the tight pants.
We must be brothers. I like women who wear business suits too. Bro, it's a thing. Like the power suits. Oh, bro.
The power suits.
Yeah.
And also the red hair.
The red hair?
Oh, man.
And the glasses.
Yeah.
Not to mention, what isn't it like a purple bra or something that she has?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, you pervert. Have you been looking? What site have you been looking at? Tell me so I can go and look.
I'll be right back.
Tell me.
I'm going to use your toilet
so
again.
I can look at it on my phone.
It's don't worry, I got Wi-Fi. It's fine. So what about you, Dave? Like, come on, man. Like, no fear. You can't pick the same one as your brother.
Nah. Steve Appa's a good choice. Damn. All right, man. All right. I got like 3, so I'll try and whittle it down to 1.
You got 3.
Yeah.
Did you just say? You just said you got 3. Okay.
Yeah, 3. I got 3 in mum.
Okay. Let's hear those nominees.
All right. So the first
nominee number 1
is Christy.
Christy.
Yeah.
What business do you have with Christy?
Oh boy, she looks amazing in that game. When I seen her, I was just like, oh shit! If she was real life, that's my wifey. But you know, so Christy is 1.
Okay, and nominee number 2.
Kemi from Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh, Jamie's gonna hate you for that.
Oh boy, Kemi.
What?
It's I have a soft spot for blondes and British accents. So,
okay.
So Kemi definitely. And the third one would probably
number 3.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Is that what they? Never mind.
You're picking 3. I get to pick 3.
Oh yeah, you got 2 more?
No, I got 1 more.
And then the third one would probably be Karen. Karen. She's, I don't know, like, I always thought she was a cool character, but I never played her.
Okay.
And then when I picked her in Street Fighter 5, and then, I don't know, she was a good character, and she just worked with how I play. So then it's been fun. And she's like a rich, like, pretty girl. I've had my fair share.
Okay.
I've had my fair share of rich, pretty girls.
Okay. I think you had a bit too many beers. So who would you narrow that down to?
Whoa,
come on, man.
Come on.
Do you want the hot bod?
Chrissy's got the hot bod, eh?
Do you want that hot bod?
Nah, you know what? I'll give it up to my tried and true. She's actually made me a good player. I give it to Karen.
Yeah, Karen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just like Sim's gonna be angry.
She's like made me quite a.
She's made you the man that you are today.
A better player than I've ever been.
She's made you the man that you are today. Okay. All right. Well, what's your 3? You said you got 3. No, you got another 1, right?
Yeah.
Who's that?
You know Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Think like Mortal Kombat 2.
The size thing. Is it with the size?
Yeah.
The fans, hey, this guy.
Come on.
Not the Liu Kang princess.
That's my 7-year-old.
Do you want to be called
as
Liu
a
Kang?
7-year-old?
Right, why
That's
don't we
my
just
wife
change his
Liu.
name instead of Ironsol, it's Liu Kang. I'm Liu Kang.
Iron King.
Iron King.
Katana. Nah, fair.
Yeah,
from the
fair
movie,
enough,
yeah.
fair enough.
The katana in the movie.
Movie game, whatever.
Okay. No, that's cool. Oh man, well yeah, it's been really fun interviewing you guys,
that's
Like
cool.
it's cool. I'm hoping that later on, we're gonna become, once we become more, sort of more prominent, in this whole thing, we're gonna start interviewing more people. I definitely want to have, more of, the Street Fighter people.
Yeah.
And all of that. So definitely, the people to name drop there would be Waza.
Yeah.
Big Chopper.
Yeah. Chopper.
You'll have Ghost Chips.
I reckon Ghost Chips. Yeah.
Jambo.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Tinkos.
Yeah.
I think Tinkos will probably be really good on his own anyway. So yeah, definitely wanting to get those people on.
Yeah.
But definitely want to spread it out and make it sort of Street Fighter, Tekken, and then Street Fighter again, and then something else. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be
just
good.
like fighting games in general.
Exactly.
Because I reckon some of the Smash guys would be cool. Like Smash 4.
They're different. You need to sort of treat them a bit differently.
Yeah. I reckon if you get anyone from Smash 4, gotta try and get Murph. Next time he's up, Murph,
and probably
cool.
Ramble.
Yeah, Ramble too.
Yeah, Ramble.
Cool. Yeah.
No, that's cool. Well, thanks again, guys. Is there anything else you guys want to sort of, sort of put in? Do any input on this? Like, what do you guys think so far about the podcast and everything? Like, how is everything there? How is it contributing to the community?
I think it's good for, like, say, people who you've never actually like met in real life, or you know them, but you've never spoken to them or anything. Like, you can kind of meet who they are through the podcast. So I think that's good.
Yeah, well, later on, I definitely want to interview some of the Australia guys. That would be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
That'll be cool.
And, hopefully this goes on to America, where, I definitely want to meet someone like, like the likes of Eris, Tasty Steve.
Eris would be cool.
Yeah, and all those. He's savage, man.
He is, eh?
He's so
I love
savage.
his stream, eh?
Yeah,
He's
it's so
great,
funny. But yeah, anyway, before we ride off into the sunset, anything else you guys want to say?
Sign up for Christmas Damager. Come and play
next
weekend. Also, I haven't put it on the posters because I don't want to get MegaWeb in trouble, but it's BYO. Alright, guys?
BYO?
BYO. Yes, as in bring your own alcohol. So you can bring a box, you can bring... All you got to do is just kind of don't get smashed. Like, stay within reason. Like, get tipsy.
Remember, it's not a bar.
It's not a bar, yeah, that's the thing. So get tipsy, get a bit drunk. Don't get drunk enough to spew up. Just get drunk enough to relax. Like, Christmas Damager, for the people who are new, who've never been to the original ones, it's about getting to know everybody. It's our social event.
So it's nothing too serious.
Yeah. So that's why there's no singles. It's all teams. So, it's for you to get to know your teammates, and then for your team to meet the other team, and just everyone to just kind of meet everyone.
We still want you to try and win, though.
But you got to try and win. Yeah. Don't lose on purpose. Like, try and win, but have fun. Relax. It's like Christmas time. It's the Christmas period.
It's for people to come together, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Yeah. No. Well, again, thank you very much for coming in, guys. It's been a pleasure interviewing you guys. And for everyone else, definitely come to the BK tournament tomorrow. Even if you're not participating and you want to have a good time, you want to meet the players and everything like that, or the players that's been in the scene for a long time, or if you want to try and get into the scene, now's a good time to break in. Now's a good time because Tekken is hot.
Definitely.
Tekken is really, really hot. And it's also a platform. It's on a platform where you can bring a pad. So if you're a pad warrior and you like playing on pad, you don't know how stick works or anything like that, bring that along. But also remember to desync your pads as well after.
And bring the cord.
Bring the cord. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be good. It's $30. Massive prizes. For the winner and things like that. And little bonus gifts, from Burger King themselves, so we have them to thank. I'd also like to thank, all the people that's donated tonight, especially Danny Boy. You are too generous, man. Come on, man. You donated $100 just tonight. Thank you so much. It's great. And thank you to the others like Simp and Julin for also donating. Thank you very much, Eugene, for donating. It's been a pleasure, hosting this for you guys. And I do definitely continue, wanting to do this on a regular basis. So tune in for next week. I believe it will be Tuesday or Wednesday. We will be having another podcast. Not going to say who it is now because, we sort of want to keep it as a surprise and we'll review it on that day. But, there's still ideas that we're still trying to sort of figure out here because, it is season 2 only. We're trying to figure out stuff and we're trying to make you guys, enjoy this a lot more. So, yeah, definitely tune in, follow, donate. Anything would be great. But, tonight we're just going to end this on a high note there. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.
See you later.
Bye. Peace
Shout out to Tufts.
Hey, this is Hani Mohani.
Yo, this is Blacker.
Hi everyone, this is Maven.
Hey, this is Nemesis.
This is Mizu, and you're listening to
the Salt Shaker Podcast.
Hello and welcome to Burger King. Can I take your order?
This is shit, man.
Sir?
Oh, no. I'm sorry, bro. No, that's not you, man. My baby mama left me. I just lost my job today, and I ain't got no money for rent, man. I'm gonna get evicted, man.
So, will that be a cheeseburger combo?
Straight up, man. I love your chicken nuggets, man. It's the only thing that does me right now.
Sir? Hello? Hello, sir?
Oh, I love you, Shaquela.
Would Would you like to come inside and talk about it, maybe? We also have Tekken 7 inside.
Yeah, not that very much. Overcome the pressure and sign up to Burger King's Tekken 7 tournament in Epsom, 11th of November. $1,750 prize pool. Early bird sign-ups go until the 20th of October. Limited spots available. Visit BK on their website and their Facebook page for more details.